Now, it's time for us to move on to the next segment, which is called Rapid Bias. And in this segment, I'll be asking my guests biased questions that they've got asked at some point in life. And for this specific segment, we have both Curtis and Linji participating. They will take turns. So, Curtis and Linji, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's do it.
All right, let's go. The first one is for Linji. Linji, does it have a special meaning?
Oh, yes, for sure. It means cosmic space dragon flying through the moon every evening.
In your own dialect.
No, dude, it has no goddamn meaning. And if it does, I unfortunately don't know it. What the hell does Michael mean? What does Philip mean? You tell me.
That's a good one. And the next one is for Curtis. Why is your Chinese so bad? Or just speak English?
I wish I could speak Chinese, but I came from the era where it was assimilation only. So we prided ourselves in not having a Chinese accent. So unfortunately, never really learned.
And Linji, back to you. Wow, I'm amazed. Your English is that good.
Wow, I'm amazed your English is that good too. Sorry, I actually don't speak that much English. Let me just get out of this conversation. I'm always amazed people have the balls to ask something like that. And I know they think it's a compliment. Most of the time, it's coming from somewhere sincere. But even me, a person with thick skin that generally does not get bothered by all these comments, that one kind of does hit close to home because what else do you expect?
Or like, this might apply to more like Cantonese speakers, but then it's like whenever, oh, you're Chinese, ni hao.
Right.
And then Cantonese speakers will be like, we don't say ni hao. Yeah. Okay, back to you, Curtis. Your family has been here for so many generations. Why don't you have 10 houses already?
Because the Chin family was not good at managing money, I guess. Only have
How
the one.
dare you? And back to Linji, it's about your name again. Do you have an easy Americanized name?
No, this is actually a serious answer. I do not, and I would prefer not. Now, young Linji at the time, I don't know why he did not choose to pick a random American name like John or whatever, but thank God for him, because current present Linji is actually glad that I have my unique name, even though I have to go through the hassle of telling people exactly how to pronounce it. But I will say I do have a Starbucks name whenever I go to Starbucks, because I'm not going to see the person there for more than 30-40 seconds. I just tell them it's Robert, whatever. So I am Robert at Starbucks.
Yeah, I know someone whose Starbucks name is just James because it's easy.
Yes. It makes it so much easier. I'm never going to see this person again. Yeah. My name is Robert. You're not going to ask me how to spell Robert. The person that's handing me the drink later is not going to mispronounce Robert. It just makes my life so much easier.
Yeah, it saves you the pain of hearing people even trying or like butchering your name.
Linji, is it actually pronounced Linji or is it more like Lingjie or
Lingjie? But I say it Linji because throughout my entire life it's been like that since I was young. So I've taken on that name. The only person that say it properly are my parents.
Right.
Obviously.
Finally, Curtis, would you like a fork?
Oh man, that's the worst. It's embarrassing when they.
That is a real insult when they take away your chopsticks and they just give you a fork instead.
They don't even take it away. They didn't start. They weren't even there in the first place. Though honestly, if I have a plate, I would rather have a fork, and I'm not offended. But if I have a bowl, a fork in a bowl doesn't work at all. So I'm gonna go. I'm not really offended, but it's just embarrassing.
Yeah. I mean, this is unpopular opinion on an Asian podcast, but I do prefer having a fork because I don't have the best
dexterity.
My chopstick skills aren't great. And then, I don't know, whenever I use chopsticks, my hand just gets really sore within the first 5 minutes. And then I just prefer using fork because it's so much easier to pick up stuff. I'm gonna get cancelled by saying this, but that's my life. That's my preference.
That's so funny. We just did an episode the other day in which we talked about that briefly, and I was gonna actually cut that into a clip about how I think personally a chopstick is the best tool among everything else. Because if you were stuck somewhere or you had to only choose one utensil for the rest of your life, I would personally take chopsticks because it's basically an extension of your fingers, and as long as you have the hand muscle to do it, I think it's the best. If you get old, then maybe
the cook has to cut it into small pieces too. So for some Western, like a pork chop is not the best, but you know, if they eat Chinese food and they cut it right, you know, to bite-sized pieces, then it's perfect.
Although you could just pick up the whole chopstick and just take bites out of it. That's what I do.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. Chopstick is still like 2 pieces. A fork is 1 piece. This is gonna turn into a debate.
What is the point of that? If it's 2 or 1 pieces, I don't see what that adds.
It's 2 and 1. What if you lose one of the chopsticks? Then you're gonna be so stressed out.
Nothing sadder than one chopstick.
But the great thing about chopsticks is if you're stuck somewhere, just go grab a twig. It's basically the other half of your chopstick. You can't just grab something from nature that looks like a fork or looks like a spoon. I'm looking at a tree outside my window right now. I see a whole bunch of chopsticks just sticking out from the branches. It's all the same shit.
Please take a photo for us. But yeah, thank you for playing this round of rapid fires.